I have a Trane XE1200 air conditioning unit, model number TTP048D100A0, that stopped working a few days ago. My experience has been that every time I call a repair company to look at any AC problems, they almost always want to replace the entire system, so I'm looking for some expert advice from someone who knows about this system. I have two units. One upstairs is a Trane XE1200 TTP030D100A0, and the aforementioned unit for downstairs. The downstairs unit tripped the breaker. I could tell that the dual-run capacitor was dead. It measured 0 UF, so I have replaced it. The fan then started turning and it sounded like the compressor was trying to run, but it never started. I didn't leave it like that for more than a few seconds. I took off the connections from the run capacitor and cleaned them. When I put them back on, the breaker started tripping again, and still does. I have ohmed out the compressor and get approx 0.8 ohms from common to one of the connections and 0.9 ohms to the others. There appears to be 1.8 ohms between the two of them. Can someone help me get this working? I fear that it's the compressor, which sounds very expensive. I need someone who has seen this problem before and can speak from experience. By the way, it does not appear that my system uses a start capacitor. Thank you.
Welcome. We keep going until you have all of the information you need. Extensive training and coaching also available. Make sure your ohm readings were accurate. If they are, the compressor motor windings are 95% shorted and the compressor is burned out. If you get any sort of a ohm read from any of the 3 compressor terminals with the wires disconnected, the compressor is burned out for sure. Replacing the entire unit is the best solution in that case. Let me know what you find, we can go from there. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge.
Thanks. I'm not sure if I understand your point. I watched several YouTube videos and they all indicated that the readings would be approx in the range that I am measuring. I also measured the readings on the other, working, unit and they are similar. Am I misunderstanding your point? Thanks.
Ohm readings on a 3 to 5 ton AC compressor generally read C to S, 3 to 4 ohms C to R, 2 to 3 ohms and S to R, the total of the two reads 5 or 7 ohms in this case, 0.8 ohms is way out of that range. That is why I am asking for an ohm read to ground. This is why I ask you to verify the accuracy of your meter and if it is properly set or not. If a serviceman were there with gauges on the machine, he would release a tiny whiff of the gas and smell or test it for acid. It is grounded and acidic, the compressor is burned out for sure.
Oh. I hadn't realized you meant resistance to ground. Do you consider the case of the compressor as ground?
Compressor case is a good ground. One of the copper tubes attached to the compressor is a better ground.
Okay. It seems as if there is close to a short to the case. Does that automatically mean that the compressor is dead, or is there any chance it could be usable?
If the motor windings are shorted to the case with an ohm read at all, the compressor is toast, and had most likely contaminated the rest of the system. If the system is over 5 years old and out of warranty, it is better to buy a new unit or an entirely new system than to replace the compressor. These systems are worn at 15 to 20 years. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge.
That sounds like a disaster. The system was new when we bought the house 13 years ago, so it's out of warranty. When you say contaminated the rest of the system, I assume you mean with oracles of burnt stuff. Is that correct? Could I not buy a new compressor and get the system flushed? I see some similar compressors online. Would the replacement have to be the same, or could it really be any compressor that had a similar, or greater, tonnage? Thanks.
The system needs to be inspected to see how badly it's burnt. If the oil is still clear, then it will not need a flush, just an oversized refrigerant filter dryer will suffice. The compressor has to be rated for the same refrigerant, R22 most likely, the same voltage, single phase, and the same cooling capacity, BTU rating. We are on the honor system here. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge. About half of my customers forget to rate, that cuts my income in half. I hope you understand.
Thanks. I'm looking online and I can see compressors that take same refrigerant, same voltage, but have either higher or lower BTU rating. Can a higher BTU rating compressor be used than the one that's it?
You can get by with a compressor with a 10% higher or lower BTU rating if all else is good. 20% lower rating will work but will not dehumidify as well. The BTU rating must be for a high temperature rated compressor, not a medium or low temperature rated compressor. AC application is high temperature in this business. It must be rated at 60 cycle per second as well, 60 Hz.
Thanks. Is it possible to replace an R22 compressor with an R410 and still use R22 as a coolant? I understand that the R410A can withstand higher pressure, so just wondering if it can be considered as a superset spec of compressor. The reason I ask is that I see someone selling a new compressor that is within driving distance of my house. Every other spec seems to be similar except it's R410A. Whatever compressor is finally selected, could the job be done by myself? I have done many home and auto repairs over many years, but never replaced a compressor. Do you need special tools? Thanks for all your help.
Hello again. R22 and R410A systems are 100% incompatible. The oils in them curdle when mixed. Mineral oil is used in R22 systems, and polyol ester oil is used in the crankcases of R410A systems. You could fit a new R22 compressor and solder it in place using Silphos 15% silver solder under a dry nitrogen purge, connect the wiring, then hire a tech to arrive and check your work, change the liquid refrigerant dryer, evacuate the system, and charge it correctly with refrigerant. He would also be needed to recover any existing refrigerant in the system before you attempt to remove the old compressor. You would have to be good with an oxygen acetylene torch. He would charge you $400 to $500 for his time. R22 refrigerant would be extra. If you need anything else, just let me know. You can continue asking follow-up questions at no additional charge.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.